Hi everyone, my name is Andy Klingensmith. I'm on the outdoor education team at the Dana Brown Overnight Center at Shaw Nature Reserve. And today I want to share with you a fun and easy outdoor learning activity that we do as part of our ecosystem investigation programs that you can do at home. So today we're going to explore the mysterious world of decomposers. So decomposers are those organisms that break down all of this dead material, and they take the nutrients and energy that's stored in this dead stuff and they return it to the natural system. So we can remember our decomposers by thinking of the acronym FBI: fungus, bacteria, and invertebrates. So now we know a little bit about decomposers. This activity is going to allow us to explore in our own homes areas where we might be able to find decomposers. So simply, what we need to start with, gather some simple supplies. We'll need a notebook and a pencil. If you click on the link in the description of this video, that will take you to our activity guide, which has a journal page created that's printable, or you can copy it directly to your own notebook. Because we're out here investigating decomposers, and these are organisms, we're going to need some scientific collection units and a scientific collection tool or a spoon. If you have a magnifying glass at home, that will help. Not necessary though. And the last thing, because we are investigating and exploring the mysterious worlds, if you want to have a pair of gloves, you can. So when we think about picking our spot, we're looking for those dead materials. This can be a pile of logs like I have here. It can be a pile of sticks. It can be under a wooden board. Or if you have a rock or a piece of cement, pick that up and explore underneath there. So before we do our exploring, I'll get my materials. Once we have picked our spots, let's first think about a few things. Get our brains rolling. So I found my spot here, and I want to think about, I wonder what things I'm going to find here. And I'm going to write that in our journal. And I wonder what those things look like. And I'm going to write that in my journal. And I'm going to wonder why I might find those things here, and jot those in your journal. So once we have answered those few questions during our think time, it's now time to get our hands dirty. So before we do get our hands in, it's always important that we stop and look around and just identify any safety concerns that might be found. This might be poison ivy growing along a fence line, sharp objects, or anything like that. But I've looked over this area and we are safe and we are ready to go. So let's go ahead, get our hands dirty, and start looking for the FBI. All right, so I've been exploring for about 10 minutes and I found some really cool things. But before I show you, with decomposers, because we've kind of removed the roofs of their houses, anything that you've flipped over, whether that been a rock or a log or a piece of wood board, make sure you put that back, because that is the roof of these decomposers' homes. All right, so now we got all that put back, let's check out what I found. So in my little scientific collection unit here, what I have in here represented both the F for fungus and the I for invertebrates. The B for bacteria. Bacteria is pretty hard to see without a microscope. So on this clump of dirt right here, this white stuff that we see is called mycelium, and that is the fungus body. The mushrooms that we see are just the fruits of this fungus body. And looking at the invertebrates in here, we see some worms, some snails, we got some roly-polies. There's a really tiny little centipede going around the outside, and we found that really cool beetle there. So this is a fun activity that can take 10 minutes, or if your kids are really excited, they can get their hands dirty and keep going. But I'm gonna finish here, and now that I have my FBI, I'm going to share my discoveries over on the Flipgrid page. So you can check out the activity guide, and in that activity guide is a link to our Flipgrid site where your kids can share their own discoveries. So I hope you can find some time to get outside with your kids and try out this outdoor learning activity.